likes things his way: monogrammed clothes, a custom license plate, and even his web browser. The Chrome menu is where you'll find ways to adjust Chrome to your liking. From the settings page, you can do things like choose your default search engine, select which pages open when you start Chrome, and customize Chrome with themes and extensions. Under Advanced Settings, you'll find even more options, including ways to fine-tune how Chrome protects your security and privacy, or reset Chrome settings back to their defaults when some unwanted program has taken over your settings. Google Chrome. It's your browser. Jillian is a college student studying for final exams and counting down the days to her summer vacation. She doesn't have a moment to spare, from early morning to late at night, so she keeps herself signed in to Chrome on every device she uses to browse the internet. As Jillian moves from device to device throughout her day, the pages she visits are just one click away on Chrome. So when Jillian closes her laptop at the library and opens Chrome on her smartphone while she's walking across campus, she can pick up right where she left off without missing a beat. Chrome syncs your bookmarks and history across devices too. By staying with you no matter what device you're using, Chrome makes browsing here, here, and here simpler and faster.
We at Samsung Mobile have just introduced the Galaxy Note 3 along with the Galaxy Gear, and we would like to take you through a first quick look at some of the key features. So let's first start with the Galaxy Note 3. The Galaxy Note 3 features a 5.7-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display that provides a stunning and defined viewing experience with a distinct clarity. But what's really nice is that even with this new larger screen, it's very light and has a very nice slimmer design that feels very comfortable when you hold it. So while the screen itself got bigger with more space to work on, it remained comfortable to hold. In addition to the powerful technological advancements, it delivers a new premium look and feel, such as this warm and textured back cover and delicate stitching that feels like classic notebooks and planners. The Galaxy Note 3 will be available in multiple color options, including classic white and jet black. So let's check out a video to see this viewing experience. I can open up one right here. I'll select this to view. And what we can see is the great detail and clarity of the Galaxy Note 3. Additionally, it's powered by a 2.3 GHz quad-core processor, 3 GB of RAM that comes with a 32 GB or 64 GB of storage, 3200 mAh battery, and it's running Android 4.3 Jelly Bean. Being productive in everyday life on the Galaxy Note 3 has become even easier and more intuitive. A lot of this is due to our enhanced S Pen, a key differentiator for the Galaxy Note category of devices. We've introduced a new feature called Air Command, where you can access 5 useful functions at the click of the S Pen button, anywhere, anytime, without having to memorize or search. Simply hover the S Pen on the screen and click the Pen button, and there we go. That's called the Air Command. From here, you can access Action Memo, Scrapbooker, Screen Write, S Finder, and lastly, Pen Window feature. So Action Memo is a pop-up window that lets you write a memo anywhere on the screen. You can move it around and minimize it and go about your day-to-day tasks and relaunch it when you need it. Let's say I wrote down a phone number very quickly, but I forgot to save it because I was too busy. I'll click the Link to Action button right here and save it to Contacts, just like so. There you go. There's a name and a number, and saved directly into Contacts. And let's say I want to call the number. I'll select the Action button again, and then I'll click on the phone icon right here. And it's going to call the number right away. Other features include call, save to contacts, send messages, send email, search web, look up an address on the map, and save a to-do task. Let me bring up an address that I wrote down earlier from the list of memos. Instead of typing in the entire address again in the Maps application, what you can do is just click the Action button, and it will launch Maps and show you the location, just like so.
Have you ever opened Chrome and thought that it looked just a little bit different? Well, you're onto something, because Chrome is designed to automatically keep itself up to date. While you're browsing, Chrome downloads updates in the background without interrupting what you're doing. These updates include things like new Chrome features, security updates that help protect against viruses, and general fixes and improvements. If an update is available, updating will take place automatically the next time you close Chrome and then reopen it. Chrome keeps track of the web pages you have open and then reopens those pages when you reopen Chrome. If you haven't closed Chrome in a while, you can update Chrome manually when Update Google Chrome appears on the menu here. Staying up to date with the touch of a button. Wouldn't it be nice if everything was like that?
What is up, guys? I'm KBHD here, and as we dive into Nexus 5 coverage and a whole bunch of other awesome things coming very soon, I noticed something, and I doubt I'm the first one to notice this at all, but I want to share it anyway. Android and Google Now, together right now, are poised to take over completely, at least on paper. Over the past few months, Google Now has become a bigger and bigger part of Android, and Android has become a bigger and bigger part of the world's market share. Let me give you a timeline. When Google Now first started off, it was just Google Search, which was the persistent search box at the top of your Android home screen. It was always there. Every Android phone had it, and that's all it did was Google Search. When Android 4.1 Jelly Bean launched, Google Now was revealed as a full app, a full service that would give you predictive information. So it would use information about you and what you Google to give you weather and stocks and basic information before you needed it. This was in July 2012, and it was only available for Nexus devices. Since then, Google Now has gotten a lot better, it's added a lot of features, and it's gotten more accurate and more useful. It got its first major update in October of 2012. That plugged it into Gmail. That gave it your tracking information for package shipping emails, hotel information, and check-in confirmations, etc. It also got news cards, event cards, people, sports cards, and more. It also added a hot phrase, so every time you said Google, it would start a voice search. And that was later revised to OK Google. In December of last year, it got another major update which plugged into some airline systems which let you use Google Now as your boarding pass to get onto a plane. I have used this. And along with all these updates that it's getting, it's also quickly becoming more and more available for just about every new device that comes out. So now every device with Android 4.0 or later can use Google Now, even if it's not a Nexus. iPhone users have Google Now, and they're loving it. With Android 4.4 KitKat and the Nexus 5 here in November of 2013, Google Now has again taken another step forward inside of Android. Now when you swipe all the way to the left of your home screens, boom, that is a dedicated panel for Google Now, and that's how you'll be able to access it. And then when you swipe back over to your home screens, you're still in Google Now. You're still in Google Search and Google Now. The whole Google Experience launcher is all packaged together in one big Google Search and Google Now app. And that's why when you swipe back into your home screen on the Nexus 5, you can still say, OK Google, and it'll open a Google search because it's still listening to you because you're still in Google Now. It's almost become its own little operating system, its own little ecosystem of things that it works really well with and things that it plugs into and plug into it. Not just the obvious things like Google services, but third-party things like restaurants and shipping services and stores and events and concerts, all these other things will filter into it because it's working with them. I'll have a link in the description right below with like just a giant grid, a list of official third-party supported things that plug into Google Now. Now, before I go overboard here, let me tell you that Google Now is not perfect. Besides all the excellent things that they keep adding to it and all the functionality that they keep updating alongside it, there are some glaring gaps in functionality. Google Now will allow you to open applications on your phone. So theoretically, you could control your whole phone with it. But it doesn't do any sort of hardware control. So if I were to ask my phone, for example, OK Google, turn off Wi-Fi, it wouldn't do that. It would actually give me a card that says that this action is not supported. Now normally when something isn't supported, it just doesn't recognize it and it just Googles whatever you said and gives you the results that'll help you. But because they actually have a card there that has this device function is not supported, that means they thought about it. But right now it just straight up doesn't work. So I don't know if they have plans to make it work, but I really hope they do. Another thing is search with camera is now gone. Like it totally disappeared and no one actually knows why. A while back it had the functionality in full where you could get this update where you could say, OK Google, what is this? And it would open up the camera and you could point it at something and it would use image recognition to search for and find a phrase that would describe what you're looking at with the camera. It was so useful. You got logos, you got text, you got landmarks, all sorts of things. And now it's just not there anymore. With the 2.5 update actually of Google Search in the Play Store, the functionality just gets turned off. And you can see it in the code. It got turned off. It has a name and everything. Please bring that back. But Google Now, whether you like it or not, is everywhere. iPhones have it, iPads have it, Android phones have it, Android tablets have it, and now even wearables that run Android like Google Glass have it. And the Google smartwatch that will happen will have Google Now, trust me. When there are smartwatches that all run Android in 2014, people aren't gonna want like full-fledged Android home screens on their wrists with widgets and everything like that. They might just want Google Now cards, and that's really useful. When there are refrigerators that run Android in 2015, they're not gonna want a full-fledged Android home screen with widgets on their refrigerator. They might just want Google Now cards, and that's going to be really useful. So that brings us to the whole point of the takeover, the whole mission, if you will. It's a quote from Sundar Pichai, who is the head of Android at Google right now. And the quote is, "As we get on our journey and reach the next billion people, we want to do it on the latest version of Android." The latest version of Android is Android 4.4 KitKat. And if you watched my last video about it, you'll know that the biggest, most important feature of it is that it's much lighter, much more memory efficient than any other version of recent Android has ever been. And that's not only to work on lower end devices and older devices like smartphones, but that's to also be the first operating system that really makes sense to be used on wearables like Google Glass, like smartwatches, and even appliances like refrigerators. Android 4.4 can be the sort of backbone, the skeleton behind the scenes, and Google Now and its cards and all its functionality and features can be the face. I know it's not the end of 2013 yet, but for 2014, really high on the list of things you want to look out for in tech is going to be the proliferation of Google Now, at least alongside Android. As Android spreads into new form factors and new markets, so will Google Now, and Google Now will be very important alongside that, and it'll be taking over a lot of people's home screens. And that's why I said, like at the beginning of the video, it looks like a takeover waiting to happen. Okay, Google.
Back when there were only a few networks, watching TV was pretty simple. You turn on the TV, and if you didn't like what was playing, you change the channel. But these days, TV can be pretty complicated. Figuring out what you want to watch is hard enough, and that's only the beginning. Once you've chosen a program, you have to figure out when it's playing and which of hundreds of channels it's on. It's like you have to change your schedule to fit your TV's schedule. In fact, many of us end up watching videos on the web because it's easier to find the things you want. I mean, think about it. More and more of our favorite shows and videos are showing up online these days, and you can get to them really easily, whenever you want, just by typing in what you're looking for. The problem is, these smaller screens don't compare to our home entertainment systems. Which leads us to a pretty big question. If the web is so smart, and our TVs are so fun to watch, why do we have to choose? Why can't they work together? Well, now they can. Introducing Google TV. Google TV brings everything that you love about the web to your television. Some new TVs will come with it built in, or you can get a separate box for the TV that you already own. Either way, the way it works is very simple. Right on your TV screen, you simply type in what you're looking for, anything that you're looking for, and Google TV will find it. It's basically an entertainment hub that searches all your channels, recorded shows, YouTube, and other websites. If you find something you like, you can add it to your home screen where you'll always see your favorite channels, shows, websites, even music playlists and photo albums. That way you can get to things really quick. And with a full web browser, you get unlimited access to the entire internet. So you can do stuff like browse photos or update your status. And that's just scratching the surface. By opening up your TV to all the improvements and innovation that the web has to offer, Google TV will make your TV smarter and easier to use. So you'll be able to spend a lot less time finding what you want and a lot more time watching what you want.
Introducing the reinvented BlackBerry. This is the first step in your intelligent, intuitive BlackBerry Z10 experience. BlackBerry Z10 supports multiple languages, so you need to pick your language of preference. Tap on your preferred language to select it. Swipe left to navigate to the next screen. You're already connected to your mobile network, but you'll want to set up your Wi-Fi network. Tap one from the list and enter the password. Tap Connect, and your BlackBerry will confirm your connection for you. Start by selecting your country. Review the agreement terms and agree. It's time to properly introduce yourself to BlackBerry Z10 by signing in with your BlackBerry ID, which you will need to use BBM, BlackBerry World, and more. If you already have a BlackBerry ID, sign in now, or you can click Learn how to check if you have a BlackBerry ID if you aren't sure if you have one. If you don't have a BlackBerry ID, create a new one. Tap Create New and enter all the necessary information. Pick an email and create a password for yourself. Now tap Sign Up. Your BlackBerry ID is now your master key to BlackBerry products, sites, services, and applications. Diagnostics and location data allow your BlackBerry Z10's location and performance to be monitored. Tap Enable to enable GPS functionality for apps, like pictures and maps. If there's a software update for your device, it will appear here. If you would like to skip this step, swipe left to continue to the next step. BlackBerry Z10 is designed with you in mind, so it will now walk you through a short tutorial on navigation. As you learn each item, swipe left to move on. You'll learn how to access your top navigation menu and how to minimize apps and return to the home screen. Once you've minimized an app, it stays active to allow you to seamlessly flow back and forth. From here, you can access and set up accounts through the BlackBerry Hub by swiping right, or see your apps by swiping left. You can view more tutorials and learn about the BlackBerry Z10 experience at blackberry.com. Spend less time managing schedules and more time making things happen with BlackBerry Calendar on your BlackBerry Q10 smartphone. To use Calendar, first you need to add an account using the Settings menu. The Calendar app has several different views. You can switch between month, week, and day view. To quickly navigate to the next day, week, or month, simply swipe left. Notice that some numbers in the month view are different sizes? This is because your calendar is showing you what days you are busy or free. The bigger the number, the busier your day is. The calendar also lets you view by agenda and people view. Viewing by people shows you who you are going to meet with that day. Tap on a contact to view their card. You can even see their latest social updates. You can even see emails associated with the event by tapping Emails. To create a calendar event, tap the Add icon. If you need to change the event time or date, simply touch and drag to desired time. Select which account you'd like to use, the subject, and where the event will be held. Then, fill in the times and invite participants. Auto-suggest is an intelligent feature that makes adding participants simple. It suggests people based on frequency, subjects, and other participants. So if you usually meet with Paul, Melissa, and Stephen about scheduling, simply type in the first name and it will suggest the other two. To view your event options, tap the menu icon. Here you can edit event, email all participants, resend an invitation, mark as busy, set notifications, share, or delete an event. Customize your calendar by swiping down from the top and tapping Settings. tap General to change the way your calendar is displayed. Even customize your default calendar by views, meeting durations, reminders, and snooze intervals. You can keep your work and play schedules coordinated by assigning colors to your different calendars. To change the color of a calendar, tap the Calendar Colors icon, select a calendar and a color. BlackBerry Calendar handles the details, so you can always keep moving.
Planning a surprise party these days involves a lot of visits to a lot of websites. And keeping your plans secret can be challenging when you share a computer. Which is why Arthur is using Chrome's incognito mode to plan his parents' anniversary party. In incognito mode, the websites that you visit don't get saved to Chrome's history. Here's how it works. Go to the Chrome menu, click New Incognito window. When the window appears, you'll see the incognito mode icon in the corner. Then, browse like you normally would. To exit incognito mode, just close all of the incognito mode windows. So remember, when you want to browse without leaving a trace in Chrome, open an incognito window. And keep your surprise a surprise.